Hey guys, it's Greg. In this video I would like to show you Rogue Angels, a sci-fi co-op adventure crawler with multiple paths, player-driven solutions, evolving characters and intertwined stories. And this is all truth. We are going to get all those mechanics in this game. This is a prototype, so we only get like a glimpse of it, but it's really there. So this is a sci-fi game, and I am very excited about this because we love adventure games, but all of them that we have in our collection are fantasy, and I think we don't have any good, or maybe at all. We don't have much sci-fi story-driven adventure games on the market, or I don't know them. So if you know any, just let me know if I skipped something. So this is a prototype that what I'm going to show you. So keep this in mind. I mean, the saturation of the components, it's not the best, and though all the cards and the standees are not final, the final product should have also miniatures, and we didn't get them in here. So just keep this in mind. I just want to give you a general overview of the game and the mechanics, which are very simple. So yeah, if you're interested in this title, just check out the rest of this video. So as you can see, the game is on a table. All the components that you can see are more or less that's everything that you're going to use during mission. Of course, a part of the player's area with your cards and with your player board. But apart of that, this is it. So I love that the game is very convenient. I am the person who always need to set up everything and open all those boxes and set up those boards and so on and so on. It's let's say it's quite annoying. So when we have this solution of the book, because in here we have this gigantic book with layouts of all of the missions. I love it. You just need to turn the page on the right side. You need to open the right mission or right map, and the game is ready basically. So this is marvelous. I mean, it's not that something extremely new, because we already have games with those books, with those booklets, but it's still not so popular, and I think this can be a quite interesting and cool trend, especially when it comes to those adventure games, those dungeon crawlers, where you need to explore the map and conquer some kind of objective, fulfill some kind of objective. So what we have here, what the elements we have here. So as I said, we have this book, and maybe I will take those for a moment. The book is quite thick, and those colors, this is a prototype, so saturation is not the best one. It's obviously printed on some not in a professional way, I think. So we have those gigantic, I don't know what's the size, it's A3, this is the number, I think. And in here we have the maps of all different locations. And again, I'm not sure are all those maps are finished or not, because it's a lot of them. It's really a lot of them. Maybe I will count quickly. It's so this is the end. Map 17 here. This is the last map in this booklet, and it's map X53. So there's a lot of those maps. And now, so this is it. Those are the maps. Here is some kind of map of your spaceship, where you're going to do things in between of the scenarios. And the most important element is this very thick book. It's 200 and almost 30 pages, and in here you have the story of this game. And what is quite interesting, that in this one book is chapter 1. I don't know how many chapters is going to be in the final product, but this is only the chapter 1. And what you are going to find here is obviously some kind of introduction with some lore and so on, and then we are going to set up the mission. So there's always the briefing of the mission briefing, like here, some dialogues, and it's also cool that you have dialogues, because normally we have like narration but not dialogues. In here we have some kind of dialogues. Then when you're ready, continue to another briefing, and another texts, even more dialogues, some artworks to give you a little bit of context. And now we are going to the setup of the mission. So all the components are written, everything is marked on this picture, so you know what you need to do. And there is the mission parameters. Depending on the player's limit, you need to do something in 3, 4, or 5 rounds. If you complete it, if you succeed, continue to C1. So you basically just need to change the page, and you're going to another mission. Layout somehow is changed, so the door are opened. In here you're going to find terminal, and again some flavor text, and another goal. And this first mission is like this is second update, third update, fourth update. So I think it's this first mission is with at least, I think, 4 updates. So constantly something is going to happen when you achieve your goal. And let's check how many missions we have here. So let's go to the end of the this. Well, let's go to the end of this book. C12. If it's C12, C12, 6, 7. Yeah. So it's 12 missions in this first chapter of the game. The book is really, really thick. So this is the second element. So this is the part about the story. Now, what you are going to also find in the game. So let's start maybe with characters. So in this base game, I mean, at least in this prototype that we got 4 heroes. Each of them with own story, own specialization, with different cards that are going to be used in the game. And what is very cool, because those characters are going to develop through the story, not only by leveling up and improving your hand, because the game is. The main mechanic of the game is basically playing cards, but there's also this leaflet, this folder, and in here you have some kind of information about your character. We read it before mission C1, so first mission, and here we have prototype notes. So what is it basically? So when the story progresses, when the more information you gather, you're going to develop your character, and each of the characters comes, as you can see, with 12 pages long personal journey for your character, with unlockable action cards, obviously, relationship notes, and re-adhesive upgrade stickers, because you are going to upgrade your character, adding those stickers to these 2 pages. I mean, yeah, and that's it. Maybe there is going to be something more in this final product. In here you have those 2 pages where you can upgrade your skills, your abilities, and also relationship with other characters, other heroes, and other characters that you're going to meet during the campaign. And on the bottom, we have some information. I'm guessing because we didn't get it, but I think that those are the paragraphs that you need to read some kind of text when you achieve right conditions. Like, for example, you're a friend with hellfires, and so something gonna trigger. So this is very cool that we have this relationship aspect. It's not common. I mean, when I'm thinking right now about those adventure games, I don't remember any of them where you have those relations. It's more about, I'm thinking, maybe we have some games where whole party gets some kind of reputation, but not specific characters. So this is very, very, very cool. And you can upgrade it like here. There we have also personal story and mission, branching paths, so you are going to have to make some decisions. And yeah, each of those characters also has personal goal and that they want to achieve. Now, so I've opened this Salia, and in here we have, this is also very cool because we have those, I think that this is going to be also in final product. It's double-sided. On one side you have all the information, what is what on your player's board, so when you're playing with your friends, everyone can just read it and you don't have to explain everything. Everyone can just go it with their own player board. And on the other side, there's the right side where you're going to play. And what information you have here? So here you have those specializations that you can upgrade, and you're going to collect those tokens in here. I'm going to talk about it in the moment. Your armor, your damage basically, and spaces, 4 spaces on the bottom where you're going to play your cards. And here extra abilities that you can unlock during the game. So this is the player board, so that's not much. And in final product, what I saw on the materials, there are going to be plastic figures. In here we got only those standees, let's say, because it's prototype, so hard to say that it's a standee. And we got 4 of these characters. Now, what else is what else you can find here? So this deck is used to activate enemies, and this deck basically in each scenario you need to choose. You're going to choose one of those cards depending on the setup in the book. So, for example, let's take this one, and this is double-sided. So once yellow enemies are going to activate, then you need to flip it, and then red enemies are going to be activated, and each of these enemies are in the right those attendees. And yeah, so when you're activating red ones, you're going to use this one, and red this one. And in here you have all the information that are necessary to activate all the characters. So we're going from top to bottom. The exclamation mark refers to this this information at the top. So if this condition is met, then this type of activation is triggered. And basically this is it. Last activated player. So this enemy is going to go after lastly activated player, and then activates the same or nearest player. So the same, that means last activated player, or if this the distance between the enemy and the last activated player is too big, this enemy is going to attack nearest player. And you're going like this with all the enemies on the map, and after that you're just turning the page on the right on the red side, and in the next turn red enemies are going to be activated. So it's very, very easy to maintain, to navigate, and it's believe me, I think you're going to read the rulebook maybe once, then you just go on during maybe first and second mission, just going to read some extra details, and that's it. Everything is clear after that. And this deck represents wounds, basically. So when you're gaining a wound, you need to take one of those cards, depending on what you have here. You need to place it on your track, like here, blocking your slots, obviously. And when 4 cards are on your track, you are knocked down. And what is also very cool in here, that you can adjust the difficulty of the game. So when you're playing this normal game, you're just reading this first row. If you want to play hard, this one, and insane, also this one. So everything is on one card, and I also love it because the thing is with dungeon crawlers and in general games with those story-driven games, that there is a lot of components, and in here we have we have those very interesting solutions to make this game compact. Now, what else we have here? So now I will tell you how the flow of the games goes, and it's very easy also. So let me show you the player's aid that we also got in here. Now this is the player's age. So when there's a activation of the player, you're going step by step, 1 to 3. Now, what you are going to do? Player performs 2 actions. After that, end turn with 3 rest actions. So basically, you're just moving all of your played cards to the left, and the card that moves from space 1 to 0, let's say, you're just taking this card to your hand. Then flip activation token to show that this character activated, and then decrease turn token by 1. So it's like here we have this turn track, and after activation of each hero, you're just moving it by 1, and obviously when it goes to 0, you failed. So you need to be very tactical and when it comes to activating your heroes, because there's no players round. I mean, you can decide who is activating first and who is activating second, and so on. And after that, you need to check if the mission check, if it's completed, the goal is achieved, and go to the update. If not, the enemy activates, and again they're going to be red and yellow. And now, what player can do in their turn? So when they performing 2 actions, you can play 1 card from your hand. You can concentrate to gain 2 resources, and 1 resource is used to reroll a die, and you can also do a rest action to move all cards 1 slot on your track. So 1 free rest is after your activation, but also you can perform the rest as your action. And now let's go to the cards and the main mechanic of the game. So here, this is the starting hand of this Xalia action cards. And you are going to perform all actions in this game playing those cards. And in here, first of all, here you have information on which slot you're going to put these cards. So if it's with 0, this card automatically goes back to your hand. The rest of them are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those need to be put on your track. So let's go with the 1. And what informations you have here. So this is decipher device. You are going to roll 2 dice and interact with an object, with adjacent object for 0 in those bracers. And what does it mean? So you're going to roll 2 dice, and depending on your roll, this is the strength, the power of your action. So this is my roll, I rolled 1 and shield, so I can perform this action with power of 2, or I can decide that I want to perform this action with power of 1 and get 1 shield. And basically that's it. So we have also different results. There's a lot of numbers. We have also those shields. Here is the symbol of the movement, so you can also make a move. And I think those are all symbols that are on the dices. So on the cards you have information on what kind of action you can perform, you're going to perform, but dices determines the strength and the power of this action. So this is it. This is the interaction with the object. Another one, and this is, so here we are going to talk about those skills, I think. So again, here we are rolling 3 dices. This is the card that you need to put in the second space. Move with strength of a result on the dice. So the card gives you nothing. It all depends on the dice. You may pass through other characters when you move, if you have enough move to land on the other side. So this is also a hint that you cannot move through other characters. And now let's go to your player's sheet. So in here you're going to collect those tokens that refers to those cards in your hand, and you can upgrade your skill, like enhance it by spending those tokens to activate those extra abilities that are on this card. So if you would have this green and blue token on your player 8, you can also discard it to activate these abilities. So in here that ally would get those 2 resources that allows you to reroll dice, or move 2 allies by 1 space. Next one we have Claymore deal 4 damage, no dice, so you're not going to roll anything. It's I think that symbol means that you're going through the armor of your enemy. It's we don't have it here. Yeah, unblockable. So armor of the enemy is not working. To an adjacent enemy, but if you would spend again this resource, you could add 1 dice, so you can increase the power of your skill by rolling 1 dice. So then here we would have 5 damage, or you could generate 1 armor for you, or even you could get 2 movement points. And in here we have this symbol shows you that this card would not go on 4th space but on a 3rd one if you would spend the resource from this yellow pool, which is a cautious ability. And so on. So you're playing those cards, and after your rounds they're going by 1 on the track, and when they are on the 0, they're going back to your hand. So this is a little bit like Gloomhaven, but streamlined I think, and without this mechanism of discarding or even removing cards from your hand, because in a Gloomhaven we had this mechanic when you are going to be exhausted when you lose all your cards. And here this is not going to happen. And basically this is it. So as I said, this game is very convenient. I don't want to say small, but it's very. I believe it's very easy to take it on a table and play it, because if you are struggling with setup, as I do, this is very good. This is a very good game for us. And now I would like also show you some enemies. As I said, those are just prototypes. So we are going to fight with some thugs and enforcer, but we have also some. This is an alien, I think. Some droids and some monsters. And some dinosaurs, something like this. Those are not all of the enemies that are in the game. I'm just showing you a few of them, because let me show you. A lot of them still have those placeholders, so basically we don't know how they are going to look like in the end. And it's quite a lot of them. So I just show you a few of them. And now let's go to those enemies. So I would like to show you this enemy and what informations we have. So all the informations about the enemy we have on the standee. So range of the attack, movement points, strength of the attack, obviously defense, and health points, and that's it. So when you're activating your hero, your enemies, you just need to check the color of this base and go through with this algorithm, let's say. And this is it. So I think this can be a very, very good game, especially that it's set in the sci-fi future world. And I don't know if we have any good game set in the future, set in this sci-fi setting. I mean, I don't know any. I don't know any game like that. If you know, just let me know, because we still lack this type of game in our collection. We love sci-fi themes. So if you have some kind of suggestions, just let us know. And yeah, so this is it. This is Rogue Angels, and the game is going to be on Kickstarter. And obviously, because I didn't show you all the components, because you're going to have upgraded cards, upgraded items, companions, and this phase of where you're going to. Because this card represents your ship, where you're also going to perform actions. So there's not only making things on a map and fighting, achieving goals and fighting with monsters, there's also this upkeep phase of something like this. So in this prototype we didn't get a lot of elements, and that suggests me that this game is really going to be compact in terms of rules and components, but I'm not saying this game is simple, because it's not. It's very easy to go to the zero, believe me, and if you are not performing your actions in right order, I mean if you're not activating the right character in right moment, the situation can be quite brutal for you. So this is it. Rogue Angels, the game is going to be on Kickstarter, I think in autumn this year, so if you're interested in this title, just follow their notification page, and in general follow this title on all the BGG websites and so on. So thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one.